Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today, I really didn't plan on filming, but I haven't filmed in a few days. Today, I found a couple of antique shops. They are in a neighboring city near me, so I want to go check them out. I have these bursts of wanting to decorate my house. It'll happen certain parts of my TMI, but my cycle, and I'll really want to just start decorating and like renovating my house, but I think it's a little too cold to like paint and all that. I'm gonna plan on doing that in the summer when it gets a little warmer and when we have less humidity. I want to start and find cute things to decorate my home with. And I just want to see what I can find. I really love vintage type things and anything plants, anything gardening, anything homey, boho-y looking. I want to go check out some shops. I'm getting ready to go now. And when we get back is when I'm gonna be cooking a couple of things. I want to prep a couple of breakfast casseroles. I have some vegetables that I want to use up in my fridge. And then some leftover sausage that Nick used over the weekend. I want to utilize that and make sure that we eat the rest of that. So I'll probably make 2 separate casseroles. And then, so that will be like breakfast for the rest of this week. Today is Tuesday. I'm gonna get going. I'll probably film a little bit maybe in the shop, depending on how the environment is. I get nervous filming in public, but we'll see. Let's go. I unfortunately did not get that much footage from this beautiful vintage shop. I did love it so much though. They had different sections. So the sections that I filmed weren't my favorite sections, but they had like different themes each section, which was really awesome. And they just had a bunch of different knickknacks and a bunch of decor, dishware. I mean, honestly, anything you can think of. They had a lot of old vintage things, old vintage items, and it was really, really awesome. I did end up getting, I think, one thing from here, and I really want to go back already. As far as the prices, it seems like their prices were really good in that shop. I was pleasantly surprised. I really want to go back and get a lot of their, they had a lot of cool artwork and stuff, vintage artwork, but I only got that one thing because I was trying to limit myself. This was the first shop that I did go into. I think I ended up going into like 4 or 5 more shops. Those I didn't end up getting footage of, but they had so many different Pyrex dishes, and those spring blossom dishes I think were like $200. I want them so bad. I love Pyrex. I love the vintage Pyrex. They're so beautiful, but they were a little pricey in here. Guys, I am home. I went to the local shops that were down in the neighboring town beside our town, my town. All of those shops were so stinking cute. There were more than I thought there were, and I only got footage of one store, and that was the vintage store that I was planning on going to, but there were a couple of other stores I went into and bought. I think I bought a total of 3 things, so I didn't go too crazy. I only bought things that I've either been wanting or that I thought was cute. So there's only 3 things. In the vintage store, this was more of what I didn't really need, but I wanted. And that's why I planned on going to the vintage store, was to get things that I wanted and not needed necessarily. And so I got this really adorable garden sign. It is so stinking cute. I saw it and I immediately wanted it. It was only $30, so not super expensive. Where to put it yet, but gonna probably nail it or screw it into a wall somewhere. And I just think this is the most cutest thing ever. I love it. And it's definitely vintagey. So I'm really excited to find a home for that guy. And then the two other things are kind of more what I needed, or not, well, kind of needed, but have been wanting for a while. I got a funnel, finally. I've been wanting a funnel for a very, very long time, and I finally bit the bullet and got one. This is a wide mouth funnel, so hopefully, I didn't really think about it too much, but hopefully I can use this. Hopefully, I don't know. I was thinking of using it for leftovers. If there's more soup or something in a big pot, I can just pour it into whatever container I'm gonna place it in the refrigerator. I've been really, really wanting a funnel for a long time, so I finally got it. That was a little expensive. It was $17, I believe, for that funnel. And I know I paid a little overpriced for it just because I did shop at a local store, but sometimes I would much rather spend my money on shops that are local than big corporations like Fred Meyer and Amazon. But sometimes or most of the time, I do buy things off of Amazon in the grocery store because it's convenient. Sometimes, you know, you're just on a budget, so you don't really have a choice, and it's just a little bit of a smarter choice to go for the cheaper, more affordable option. And the very last thing I got, I went to this really, really cool local bookstore. It had so many cool books. All of the shops that I went to, I grabbed a couple things, but I had to kind of control myself and have a little bit of self-control and put a couple things down, because although most of those items weren't super expensive, it's just, if I were to get 3 or 4 of those, it would end up adding up to $80. I was glad I didn't buy everything I picked up, but at the same time, if I were to buy all the things that I picked up, I wouldn't have been that angry about it. But I'm just trying to make a little more of a conscious choice on buying certain things. Like, do I need this? Do I really, really need this? Could I live without it? If I can live without it, then, you know, it's better to not buy it. I did buy one book. There were so many cool books there, though. I wanted to get so many of them, but a lot of books were an average of like $24 to $27 each, which isn't bad, especially for a really pristine local bookstore. I will definitely be going there again. It's so cute and amazing in there. There were a lot of pretty books in there. There were a lot of like Edgar Allan Poe books. Those were really pretty, and William Shakespeare. A lot of those covers just were beautiful, beautiful books. I've been wanting to get this book for probably almost a year now, and I haven't gotten it. It's not expensive. I just haven't bitten the bullet on getting it, but I'm glad I waited because I got a really, really cool, I don't know if I should call it edition or style of book, but they did have two. They had the hardcover and then they had this style. This is the Ball Home Preserving book, the complete book of home preserving. So I've been wanting to get this book for a while now, and so I'm glad I waited and got this at the bookstore. It was a little bit more expensive at this bookstore than like on Amazon. I looked, probably like $5 to $8, a little bit more, which is completely fine because then again, I'm supporting a local store and I was able to kind of afford it. This is like a spinal binder type book, I guess, or style. And so they had the regular hardcover book, but I just thought for this type of book, it would just be so much easier to use this book with this style, if that makes sense. So if I got the hardback cover, it wouldn't stay open as easy if I'm trying to follow a recipe. And with this book, you can kind of just open the page and then it'll just kind of stay open and you wouldn't have to keep messing around with it if you're busy doing something. And it's in pristine condition too. So I paid $30 for this. I don't know how much this style is on Amazon. I don't even know if Amazon sells the style, but I think the hardcover was $17 and then the hardcover at the bookstore was $25 or something like that. I am very, very excited, and I've been kind of waiting on experimenting with canning until I got this book because I want to make sure I'm following a reliable source of recipes. That is all I got from today. I do have the receipts. The bookstore, I spent $32 on that home preserving book. And then for my little garden sign, after tax, I spent $32. Like almost exactly the same. I spent $32.81 on the book, and then I spent $32.86 on the garden sign. And then the funnel, I don't know where the oh, it's on the floor. The funnel, I spent a total of $17.49. Almost $80 on 3 things, but I think these 3 things I am going to love, especially the garden sign and the book, and the funnel I'm going to be using in the kitchen, so that's going to be a staple. Hello everybody, today is a new day. I did not end up finish filming the day that I started. I kind of just wanted to pick up that video / vlog, and I guess I'm just gonna make it into something different. So I planned on cooking, but I think I'm just going to do like because I shopped last vlog, and so I kind of plan on picking it up where I left off and kind of going shopping again today. Today is Friday, and so I'm doing all of my grocery shopping anyway today, but I'm probably not going to film that. I do plan on going to a Goodwill, and then there's also another thrift store I'm going to hit up as well. And then I am hitting up Home Depot right now because I'm going to go pick up a trellis, and I have an idea for this trellis, and I already got the fake plants, but I want to get a little-ish trellis from Home Depot and put fake viney plants over it, or just around it, and kind of make it into like a little garden design, but it'll be for indoors, it won't be for outdoors. And so since I got the plants in yesterday, I really want to get that trellis. I just really want to get that trellis and do that little cute project design today. Then, oh, I also wanted to go to the plant store, my local plant store. The one that's really close to me is amazing. It's like 5 minutes away from me, and it's my favorite plant store in the whole entire world. They're more of like a nursery, so they have a lot of outdoor plants and decor too. And then they also have this little greenhouse that's dedicated to indoor plants. And they typically have a lot of different options. And I need more plants. And I plan on getting a lot more shelves to kind of fill up my house, and I figured I want to continue decorating my house, and then once summer comes rolling around, that's when I will be doing like home renovation-ish type projects. I'm not going to be doing anything too crazy, just painting the walls, doing baseboards, doing minor repairs, I guess, and so I'm probably going to be filming that, but I just figured why wait on decorating? I can just take everything down and then, you know, to paint. That's what I'm basically shopping for, is just kind of home decor things. Let's go shopping, thrifting and plant shopping, and Home Depot to get this trellis. Now we are actually in Lowe's. I ended up going to Lowe's instead of Home Depot just because I think Lowe's tends to be a little bit more cheaper than Home Depot. And I wanted to take a little gander at their plant section. I think Home Depot tends to have a little bit better of a variety of plants. I wasn't planning on getting any, although it was very, very tempting because of the prices on these big plants. But every single big plant I've gotten at a big box store has ended up dying. So I kind of refrained from doing that. But look at this. They are already starting to put out their garden stuff, which is so exciting. I actually asked the lady and she says, yeah, January is usually the time when we start, putting out all of our gardening things. And so you should really start thinking about getting all the garden stuff because come spring, everything is just going to be sold out and gone. So that's really, really exciting to find out and see. So this was the trellis I ended up going with, and I will show you guys later in the video and how I will decorate it and put it up in my house. Okay, so we're out of Lowe's and I managed to make it out of the store without one of those big plants. Not gonna lie, that was pretty tempting. I mean, $30 for a really big plant, that's a good deal. Since I'm already going to a plant store, I want to see what they have first because I would much rather support a local plant shop than a big box store. And a lot of the times, a lot of those big box store plants aren't taken care of very well. A lot of the times I've gotten a big plant like that from a big box store, it's been infected with some kind of pest, and I've had to unfortunately get rid of it because I don't want it infesting all of my other plants that I've had for years and years. Some of those plants mean a lot to me, and so if I were to lose those plants, I just it was easy to throw away the new plants versus risking it, keeping it and trying to treat it, but them just infecting all of my other plants. It's just easier to just throw out that one. Now I am off to Goodwill because that is the next store that's closest to me. And then, so I think the two Goodwills, or the two thrift stores, and then I'm gonna hit up the plant store and then the grocery store. And then when we get home, I will show you everything that I got today. Hopefully I will be able to find something at Goodwill. I was able to get that trellis in the back of my car. Thankfully, I was able to fold down my seats. I've never done that before. So thankfully, I was able to figure that out and get it in here because I didn't really realize how tall it was until I started to push my car and I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know if it's gonna fit. I might have to return it. But all is good. I'm glad I was able to put it in here. Now we are in the local plant store that I was telling you guys about. It is so beautiful in here. I only got footage of inside of this plant shop or nursery, but they do have a whole dedicated section to outdoors. So there you'll find a bunch of outdoor plants and flowers and trees, shrubs, bushes, a lot of different outdoor decor too. They have a lot of different options, but this inside or indoor part is like a greenhouse, and this is where their cash register is and all their plants. They have decor, plant pots, and I think some local art too, which is pretty awesome. They have so many different varieties of plants, and the thing I like about this plant shop, I'm not sure if any other plant shop does this, but they keep all of their varieties of plants near each other. So for example, they'll keep all of the like philodendrons next to each other, all of the pothos and succulents, and just different, they're different varieties and succulent. Yeah, sorry, I said succulents. But I love this plant shop. It's super awesome, and I did get a couple of things from here. And now it is time to bring everything inside I had my car kind of stocked full of just different plants and this, what is it called? Trellis. The trellis took up a lot of space in my trunk, but I was still able to fit and kind of squish in things on the side and stuff. But I was able to get everything inside and most importantly fit in my car, which was the most important thing. And here's like a little sneak peek of my plants, and then I'll be doing a little tour after this. But I don't know about anybody else. When I take stuff in from my car, for some reason, I feel like my neighbors think I'm a hoarder or something, or like a major shopper. I feel weird. I don't know if that's anybody else, but every time I'm taking, like, especially a lot of stuff in, I just feel like I'm addicted to shopping. Okay, everybody, I am back home. The only place I didn't really record being in was the grocery store and both of the thrift stores, because I feel super awkward recording in the thrift stores. I don't know why, but you got some footage of when I went to that vintage store the other day, and then Home Depot and the plant store. Kind of got a lot of things. You know those days where you kind of just spoil yourself a little bit, maybe a little too much, and you kind of come home and you're like, yeah. But I don't regret anything that I got. I got everything that I love and I cannot wait to wear / put out. So let's get started with this haul. The first place I went was Home Depot, and I went to Home Depot to get the trellis that I want to decorate, and we'll do that towards the end of this video. So in a little bit here, and then I'll show you the, it's a really big trellis. It's really tall. When you're at the store, you don't realize how big something is until you either take it into your car or try to fit it in your car if you drive a smaller car. Or when you take it home and you're like, oh my gosh, this is way bigger than I thought it was. I think it'll look cute in the placement that I'm planning on putting it, and I'm really excited to decorate it with my artificial vine plants that I got. And those are sitting out in the garage as well. So we'll do that together after I'm done with this haul. So Home Depot was the first place I went. I'm super glad I didn't get a plant there, just because of what I said earlier. I would rather support my local plant shop than to buy at big box stores, which is kind of funny. Later, or in a little bit, I am a little hypocritical because I did buy a plant at Fred Meyer, but it's from a place in Washington, so they probably just sold it to Fred Meyer so that they could sell it. So I'm kind of trying to convince myself that it was a small plant shop, hopefully not like a big box store. The next place I went were the thrift stores. So I went to Goodwill and I picked up a couple of things. So it's all in this bag. Kind of unpack everything and show you. I wasn't really planning on getting anything, like any clothing items really. I just wanted to pop in there to see if I could find any garden stuff or if I could find any home decor, because I'm really super in like a decorating home decor mood the last couple days. But I mean, it's hard to go into Goodwill and not check out the clothing aisles. I got this super cute, and I've been wanting this material type shirt for a while. I think I have one kind that's like this. It's light blue, but it's a shorter shirt. It's almost crop if I don't wear high-waisted jeans, and sometimes I just don't like wearing tight-fitting clothing or short clothing. I like to wear just plain baggy shirts. And so that's what this is. This is a really just long t-shirt, long sleeve is what I was looking for too, because I need a little bit more long sleeve shirts. So this is very loose fitting, and I was surprised to see that this was an extra small. It is the brand Aeropostale, I believe. and it feels like really good quality. It feels like a pretty thick shirt, and it's super long, and I feel like just wearing it. Yeah, so it's pretty long. And then kind of folding up the sleeves a little bit, I think that would look pretty cute. We got that. I guess I'll give you prices too. The trellis was $24, and with tax it was almost $30, I believe. And then this shirt was $7.99. I got a few more clothing items, just 2 more. So I guess it's not that bad. This one was $5.99, and I don't know why I really am obsessed with this green color lately, like the emerald, forest green, military green. I think it's really pretty. So this is more of a softer material, and then this is also kind of a shorter jacket, a little bit of a cropped little zip up. I think it's super adorable, and I think it's gonna be really cute. And then this jacket I was a little hesitant on getting, but I thought it was the cutest, and it's fuzzy, it's warm. I love the navy and the fuzzy two-tone, I guess you can call it. The only thing I didn't really like about it was that this button detailing goes sideways, and so I'm afraid, sorry, my dog's barking. The only thing I was worried about is this getting in the way of, like, because I don't really like anything around my neck or anything that kind of pokes out. I have some shirts like that, and I just deal with it because I like those shirts a lot. But I try to avoid getting shirts that are like that. But it seems like this one you can kind of fold the collar down a little easier, and it'll hopefully stay down, and this won't be too much of a bother or look funny. I'm not sure, but it's super cute. On to like decor-ish home items. I found this candle at Goodwill. This is a Target brand candle, and I usually get these candles at Target. I think they're like $10 because they're very, okay, maybe not inexpensive, because I feel like a lot of candles are $10. But I really, really enjoy these candles, and they are very strong scent. I can be picky with my candles. Some candles won't have a strong scent, so you'll light them and you won't even smell them at all. But these Target candles, they are amazing, and they smell so good. And this just happens to be my one of my favorite scents that they carry, and it's not burnt at all. So they probably must have just changed their mind and liked the scent or something. But it smells like that one flower. I can't think of it. It smells so good. I'm so excited I found this. So I think I paid $3.99 for it. Thing at Goodwill I was super excited I found this. It is a glass measuring, honestly, bowl. It's not even considered a cup. It's like a measuring bowl, and it's 8 cups, 2 quarts. This is gonna be extraordinary when I'm baking, especially big batches of things. Anything requiring over 2 cups, because I think that's the generic measuring cup maximum that it goes to is 2 cups. And this is 8. So this is gonna be so freaking cool, and I could not pass this up. This was $8. The next thing and the last thing from Goodwill is I got this really cute little garden stone, I guess. I'm not really sure the material, but it's heavy, it's not plastic. And I thought this would be super cute to put somewhere outside in the garden, or maybe out in my front pot that I decorate. And it says welcome, and it has a couple of beehives, some bees, flowers, a shovel. I just think it's super cute. And this I paid $3.99 for, so I thought this was a good steal. Super cute. The next place that I went to was the other thrift store. And this thrift store is a little bit closer to my house, and they have a really, really good selection of a lot of things. They're a little, depending on your location, I guess. This is the only store I've been to, the only location, so I'm not really sure how other locations are, but it seems very, like a very cleanly thrift store. Same thing, I wasn't really looking for clothing items, but you can't pass up looking. And I got these really cute pants. These, I don't even know the brand. It doesn't even have a tag. It didn't even have a size. The only tag on here is 100% cotton and then how to wash, but it doesn't have, and these look really, really small, and they're like a really comfy material and they're stretchy too. But I thought to myself, there's no way I'm gonna fit into these pants. And then I'm like, I'll try it and see. So I did, and they are so stinking cute, and they're comfortable, they're stretchy. Hopefully they shrink just a teeny bit in the washer and dryer. The last thing I got there at that thrift store was this adorable picture. I like it because it looks vintage, and if you know me, if you've seen a couple of my thrifting hauls, I really enjoy vintage garden, kind of boho, earthy, that kind of style. So this was like a little garden picture, and I really like it. And I like the frame. The frame isn't plastic, it's wood, and there's like no scratches on it. Paid $2 for it. I could not pass it up. I did go to the plant store. I got 3 plants and a really awesome planter. I did not plan on getting any planters because it is local. Local shops do tend to be a little bit more pricey, but sometimes it's a good thing because, you know, that's their money that they're making. That's their living. This planter, I love it so much. I really, really love it. This is a skull planter, and this was $30. It's really heavy. It's like real cement, stone. I don't know what kind of material this is, but it's heavy. And just, oh my gosh, it's awesome. And if you love skulls, I mean, you can't pass this up for $30. So cool. Is this the plant that I was, yeah, I think this is the plant I was gonna use for it. How cute. That's so cute. I did get a jade. I've been wanting a jade for a little bit. I'm not super great with succulents besides sansevieria, so like snake plants, and my aloe vera, surprisingly, is still alive. I think that's all of the succulents that I own, but this is another one. And I just think jade plants are so pretty. I don't know, something about them. The lady did say the leaves are soft, so I should water that. I'm gonna water all of the, water this one, and then the one I got at the grocery store. And then I gotta find all these plants homes. Okay, next one is a philodendron moonlight. Oh, the jade I paid $7.99 for. This moonlight philodendron was $12.99. I thought this was super pretty. I don't know if it's this plant or something they use to clean the leaves on the plant, but it's a very shiny, sleek plant. I think it's really gorgeous, and I love philodendrons. I have a few that I own and haven't killed. This is did I get 2? Oh, I did get 2 philodendrons. This is a philodendron Brazil. I think I already have one of these, but there's something different about this one than the one I have. It kind of almost reminds me of a philodendron micas, because I almost went in my mouth. Because the stems are like almost red down here, and I don't know if that's, I don't know, but I mean, how gorgeous. See, I love lengthy, bushy plants. I just love them. For this, I paid $29.99, and I thought this was a pretty good price for how lengthy and bushy it is. The last thing I got was a plant at the grocery store. I know, I'm a hypocrite because I bought a plant at a big box store. But, this is a Boston fern, and I already have a Boston fern. Actually not doing really well right now because I think our fires inside have been causing it to wilt a little bit. It's drying it out. Ferns really like humidity. They like to be moist. They do not like to dry out. They like indirect light. And I think the place that I have it in is pretty indirect. It's in a corner, and I have this curtain that's, I don't know what to call the curtain, but it's like a see-through. Oh, you can see it right there. Oh yeah, and there's my fern right there. It's in the corner right there. And you cannot blame me with this price, the size, the bushiness of this fern. $17. $17 for this big bushy fern. I mean, how can you pass that up? That is just, it's very hard. I'm glad I got it. I don't regret it one bit yet. That was it for my shopping haul, and I'm excited to put everything away, wash everything. But the last thing I did get in the mail today was my vintage, I'll just show you. I'll show you. This is at my doorstep. I did get another thing in the mail, but I think Nick has the mail keys on his truck keys, so unfortunately I can't go out and get that one. But those were KitchenAid kind of attachments. There's a hook for the back of the KitchenAid, and that is for the cord, so the cord isn't just like hanging out looking all tacky. And so you would just stick it on the back of your stand mixer, and you would wrap the cord around it. And I thought that was a really genius idea. I think it was only like $3 or something like that. I got it off Etsy. I can link the shop down below. And then from the same shop on Etsy, I also got a hanging hook for the stand mixer attachments. And I am so excited because the stand mixer attachments are in a drawer right now. And so it would just be cool to hang it underneath the cabinet that the KitchenAid is under. And so it would be like right next to it. And I just think that would be really cool. All right. Oh no, these are tiny. That's okay. The ones I seen in person were like really big onions, but that's okay. This is honestly better. Oh my god, it's so tiny. It's actually perfect though. Little onions on a vine, I guess. They're so cute though. Like the end of it looks like the head or end of an onion. Placed. Most. Oh, I still have 2 more plants to place. I did place 2 of them. I had to do a little switching out. In the pot that the philodendron is in here, I had to empty because there was old dirt from my spider plant that died. And I had just been keeping the dirt up there because I haven't really been wanting to deal with it yet. But here is the shelf. There's the new skull planter, and there's the jade plant in there. And then the pothos in my old pot. I think it looks really good there. I think it looks super cute. I love how this just hangs down, and then this one, how that one's kind of hanging down. This one is kind of hanging on by a few threads. I need to be better about watering it, but surprisingly, it still wants to stay with us. To figure out where I want to put, and I might remove and replace and find you know, just rearrange, that's the word. I might rearrange a couple of things once I get a few shelves in, because I have one that I ordered for a bookshelf. I kind of want to use this as a bookshelf. But yeah, I might do some rearranging, but later. So now I have to find a place for this thing. Actually, I might just put it, ooh, and I got these plastic saucers. I'm glad I got more of these. I don't really like getting them too much. I'd rather just use like an old plate that I find at Goodwill. But unfortunately, I already went to Goodwill before I went to the plant shop. So I just decided to get more of the saucers. The last two, small one I just put here on my bottom shelf where all of my, not all of my, but some of my other plants are. And then that guy in the corner, don't mind we're painting in the summer. This guy was over here, but since the hook and the placement worked a little better with this fern here, it's not up against a wall, because it was over there by my back door. So this has a little bit more space to breathe. I'm really not sure about this though. I'm gonna have to ask Nick if that's like okay, if it's too heavy for the ceiling. I don't really know how reliable that hook is, but I guess we'll see. Hopefully this heat won't burn it. Other fern, which isn't looking too good right now. I'll be able to bring it back to life. The last thing I wanted to do was trellis. I can just do it out in the garage. Let's do it out in the garage because everything's already out there. Trellis, it's really, really tall. It's probably, I don't know, 7 feet tall, 72 inches. So I'm wanting to get these plants on here and then put it inside because I think it would look really adorable. These are the plants that I got to vine. They smell weird. There was really no rhyme or reason to me vining these plants around the trellis. I didn't want it to look messy or anything, but honestly, sometimes doing things messy, especially these types of projects, just make it look a little better. I wanted to make it look full, but at the same time still really pretty. And I think it turned out really cute. I like the placement. I didn't really focus on the bottom as much as the top half because I knew I was placing it behind my couch, and so you would really only be seeing from the half of it up, not bottom. So I didn't really want to waste the plants down there because that's not what you were seeing. So this didn't really take me that long. It probably only took me maybe half an hour, and I love it. It's super cute, and I'm excited that I did this, and it was pretty affordable. I hope you enjoyed watching today's video, and I'll see you guys next time.